One of the biggest fears people have about moving to eastern Idaho is getting stuck. They picture themselves in the middle of nowhere, a 5-hour drive from the nearest real airport, and paying a fortune to visit family back from where they moved from. I hear it all the time from people thinking about making the move out here to eastern Idaho, so here's what I tell every single one of them. Idaho Falls has a real airport, and it's better connected than most people think. I'm Jacob Marcovitz, a real estate agent born and raised here in Idaho Falls, and over the next 8 minutes, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about flying in and out of Idaho Falls, the airlines, the routes, what the airport is actually like, and why this should probably come off your list of concerns before you make the move here to eastern Idaho. Idaho Falls Regional Airport, IDA if you're looking it up, sits 2 miles northwest of downtown. It's a single terminal airport, which sounds small, but that's actually a strong selling point in my opinion. The big comparison I want to give you. Last week I flew out to see some family that I have out in Denver, Colorado. So I got to the Idaho Falls airport about an hour early and checked my bag, and then I had to go through TSA. Well, that took maybe 5 to 10 minutes to get through TSA and then go up the escalator and get on my plane. Now let's compare that to when I flew back from Denver. I had to get to the airport almost 2 hours early, got my bag checked, had to go through TSA, which probably took 30 minutes to an hour. Once we cleared TSA, we then had to go get on the tram to ride to the correct terminal and then get on the plane and land back in Idaho Falls. Now let's compare that to when I landed in Idaho Falls. The plane got to the gate. By the time I was off the plane, I was to the luggage carousel and had my bag within 5 to 10 minutes. And then walked out, my fiance picked me up, and I was on my way back home probably within less than 10 to 15 minutes. It's one of the things I love the most about our airport is it's so stress-free and we have great people that work at our airport. You pull up, check in, and you're at your gate within 15 minutes. No trams, no confusing terminal transfers, no nightmare security lines. Reviewers consistently call it one of the friendliest small airports in the country, and I'd agree with that. TSA here is a completely different experience compared to LAX or flying out of Denver International Airport. Now here's another number for you. Idaho Falls Regional Airport is the second busiest airport in Idaho. Over 300,000 passengers came through here in 2024 alone. This isn't a crop duster operation here. And it's about to get bigger. The airport just locked in $12 million in federal funding as phase 1 of a $60 million terminal expansion. Updated terminal, more gates, expanded baggage, bigger capacity. Construction is underway. So your next question probably is, who flies here and where can you go? 5 airlines currently serve Idaho Falls: Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, and United. Here's the breakdown. United flies nonstop to Denver year-round. That's your biggest hub connection. From Denver, you can basically get anywhere in the country. Delta flies nonstop to Salt Lake City year-round, another major hub. Salt Lake City is about 2.5 to 3 hours by car if you ever want to drive it, but flying is faster and it opens up Delta's entire network, and it just makes it a lot more easier experience to fly directly out of Idaho Falls and to Salt Lake, and then when you come back home from your trip, you only have to fly back into Idaho Falls and get in your car and go home versus landing in Salt Lake and having another 3-hour car drive. Alaska Airlines flies nonstop to Seattle. That's a big one for anyone relocating from the Pacific Northwest. You can be back visiting family in Seattle in under 2 hours. American Airlines flies nonstop to Dallas-Fort Worth year-round, plus seasonal service to Phoenix and Chicago. That Chicago route is a new addition, another sign the airport is growing. And then there's Allegiant, which is the low-cost carrier play, year-round to Las Vegas and Phoenix, Mesa, plus seasonal nonstop flights to Los Angeles, Oakland, San Diego, and Portland. If you're moving here from California or Oregon, Allegiant is probably gonna be your go-to for visiting family back home. Cheap flights, direct service, no connection. A few practical things worth knowing before your first trip through Idaho Falls Regional Airport. Parking, we have short-term and long-term parking. Both are on site. For a longer trip, you won't pay the crazy rates you're used to at bigger airports. Easy in, easy out. Now getting there, the airport is close to most of Idaho Falls and Ammon, even Rigby and Shelley. Most people drive themselves or have family or a friend drop them off at the airport. Rideshare is available, but less consistent than in a major city. Plan ahead if you're relying on Uber or Lyft, especially on those early morning flights. Inside the terminal, it's small but functional. There's a restaurant and a bar airside, plus a snack shop and gift area. There is free Wi-Fi throughout the airport. You're not going to find a priority pass lounge, but you're also not going to need to sprint between terminals to catch your flight. One heads up, obviously the airport does flag firearms, so if you are bringing a gun, make sure you're putting that in your checked bag and declaring that to whoever you're flying with at that point in time. So is the Idaho Falls Airport enough for someone moving here from a major metro? In my personal opinion, the answer is yes. If you're coming here from a bigger city, you're trying to escape it for a specific reason, and I think that's a reason a lot of people moving from a bigger hub like that will really like our airport. It's that small town community feel that a lot of people are searching for. So if you're coming from Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, San Diego, Denver, or Phoenix, you have a nonstop option. If you're coming from somewhere else, you're connecting through one of the hubs, same as you probably are now. One of the trade-offs can definitely be price. Sometimes it is more expensive to fly out of Idaho Falls to one of the bigger connecting airports. Sometimes it's actually cheaper. So for example, I've had times where it was significantly cheaper to drive down to Salt Lake City and fly out of Salt Lake City. And then I've had other times where it was significantly cheaper and a lot of time savings to fly directly out of Idaho Falls Regional Airport. So you definitely always want to shop your deals on that part. But the nice part about our area is if you decide to go to Salt Lake, your 2.5 to 3 hour drive, not that big of a deal, or again, you always have the local option. If you're seriously thinking about making the move out here to Eastern Idaho and you want to talk through logistics, the airport, neighborhoods, the commutes, what things actually cost, that's exactly what I do. You can call or text me directly at my number. And if you're not ready to talk yet, I've got my free relocation guide linked below. It covers everything from school districts to home prices to neighborhoods, trying to answer any of the questions you have before you make the commitment to moving out here to Eastern Idaho. Again, I'm Jacob Marcovitz. I appreciate you so much for watching the video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next video.